everyone, I am so excited about today's video because it's all about picture books. I was sent an email the other day by Nobrow Press, who are a picture book and graphic novel and comic creator, and oh, they publish the most beautiful stuff, and they sent me the catalogue and choosing them was just so difficult, so difficult. So they've sent me 3 books that I requested, and today I'm going to share them with you. So this video isn't sponsored, but I was sent the books for review. So the first one is by Francesca Sana and it's called The Journey. And this one is a storybook all about immigration. And what the author actually did was she combined a variety of stories of immigration, and this is the story of so many families across the world, and this is just such a relevant topic at the moment, and this is such a powerful book, and I wish that everyone would read this. So it's about this family who are living happily by the sea, and then when the next page comes around, the war begins, and so begins this journey of theirs, which continues throughout the book. And I just think that the illustrations in this are so very clever, and it's so conceptual in the way that this is done, and I think it's done in a way that's very visually appealing to children, and it's very easy to understand. It's all done in this quite limited colour palette, so we have these little bits of orange, that kind of pinky orangey colour, and then these greens, and so pretty much the colours that you see on the cover are the ones that continue throughout the book, and I think that that's very, very effective, and picture books that do that tend to be the best ones, I think. So sometimes green is the main colour, and as we go through it sort of gets darker and darker. So at the beginning we have these pinks, these very warm colours, and it gets kind of cooler as we go through the book. So then we have the dark colours, the greens, and the reds are just used to highlight important things. So the family here, and then the soldiers up here. And so as you can see here, that the use of scale is quite interesting as well. It's certainly not realistic. The soldiers are so big, and the family are so small, and that's how they're made to feel in this situation. And you have all sorts of scary shapes hiding within the foliage as well. I just think that it's so imaginative and so different from other things that I've seen, and this art style really suits it very well with these conceptual elements. So if you have any sort of child in your life, or if you are just like me and really like picture books, then I would really suggest picking this up and taking a look at it at least. It also has a cloth bound spine there, and then some spot UV on the cover, just adding that extra little unexpected touch. The second book is by Ella Bailey, whose illustrations I absolutely adore. This is the second book in the series that she's done with Flying Eye Books, and the first one was called One Day on Our Blue Planet in the Savannah. So this is One Day in Our Blue Planet in the Antarctic. So this is in the southern seas, and here we have our main character, this penguin, who is an Adelie penguin. And the idea of this series, and I believe it's going to be an ongoing series, is that it chronicles the lives of baby animals across the world. So the first one was about a lion cub, and this one is obviously about a baby penguin. This is non-fiction, but it is a story, and it teaches children about penguins and the lives of baby animals. So at the beginning we have, above the ice in the Antarctic, we have all these lovely birds and things that live on the ice, and then right at the back we have the creatures that are under the water, under the ice. So we have a squid, we have orca, we have humpback whale, and of course all of it is done in this gorgeous illustration style. It has quite a tactile feeling to it. The paper is beautifully textured. It's the same with all of these books, but yeah, it has that kind of printmaking feel to it. I'm not sure how these artworks were actually created, but it certainly looks like they've been stamped, and that's the effect that she's going for. So I won't show you the whole thing because that would take away the fun. But I will show you a couple of my very favourite spreads. The underwater ones in this are so good. So here we have all of the penguins jumping into the water and saying that though penguins can't fly, they can essentially fly under the water. And so this is our little baby Adelie penguin here. And then we've got Under the Sea with the giants. So we have squid, we have a humpback whale, we have minke whales. I would have absolutely loved this as a child because I was obsessed with whales. It was my thing when I was at primary school. And it has a wonderful layering effect to it as well. I just noticed that there is another whale, I think it might be a humpback whale, hiding in here. And you can see its eye and its mouth and the shape of it around there. But it really has that sense of depth that you get under the water when things are further away. This is another one which uses lovely colours. Again, it's a very limited colour palette in this. Lots of blues and greys and greens. But then we have these highlights in orange. And orange is a complementary colour to blue, so it really makes those highlights pop. This is another one that I really like because the orca are just a bit further away and we get that real sense of depth again. And then there's this spread. Anything that involves the aurora I'm completely into. So these are the southern lights, the aurora australis, which you would see in Antarctica as opposed to the aurora borealis in the north. And speaking of the north, that brings us quite smoothly to the next book. And this is Wild Animals of the North. This is split up into 3 sections. So at the beginning we have a map and we have region 1, which is North America. Then we have region 2, which is Europe, and the 3rd region is Asia. So my obsession with underwater animals continues, and here we have orca. It's kind of similar to the style in the previous book, but it does have a distinct flavour to it. The colours are slightly more subdued, and again it has that very sort of printmaking feel to it, which I really like. And once again, a great sense of depth there with the orca. Quite a few of the pages look a bit like this, so we'll have one big illustration on one side and then a close-up on the other side, like with the orca, and then a bit of text down there telling you about the animal. And again, this is aimed towards children, but I think it has a lot to offer in terms of just being beautiful for adults as well. So above ground we have the wolf, and it's a very geometric style, this. Lots of straight lines. This texture, again, that you get in there, little flecks of different colours. The colour palette isn't dissimilar to the one in Under the Ocean as well. There's a busy beaver in its lodge. It's built a dam. One of my very favourite birds, the puffin, with its rainbow coloured beak. Then onto Europe we've got herons and jellyfish. And in the Asian section there's one of my favourite animals as well, the red panda, which has got to be one of the cutest creatures on this planet. Look at that. It's all asleep and sleepy and furry, and look at that face. Final one that I'm going to show you is another under the water one, and it's the Bottlenose Dolphin. And just the way that the light comes down here and the shadows, I love it so much. At the end of the book as well, there's an index which gives you the animals from each region. Even the back, it's just, I can't get over how gorgeous these books are. Thank you to Nobrow for sending me this stuff to review. It was awfully kind of you, and I had a lot of fun filming this. If you want to find me elsewhere online, I am Holly Dunn Design on all platforms now, apart from maybe Goodreads, but the link for my Goodreads is in the description. In fact, all of the links are in the description. I also recently updated my website. It's quite exciting, so if you want to take a look at my work, it is hollydundesign.com. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!